Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit with Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, the Pinterest, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. Whatever does not fit, please just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. Pretty simple. We're going to use Urban Crow Oracle. I put it out yesterday, and I got to be honest, yesterday I even though it was my day off, I was like, Today even more so. I'm like, maybe if I just don't do reads. And then I was like, don't do reads. I only do that like 3 times a year. I gave my friend all her car stuff for her new car. She was very excited. I was excited to see her excited. Today was one of the ladies' last days because she actually got a job through our corporate office, working at home. Yep. Things are changing. We got one on the table. Two on the table. 3 on the table. I was driving home and I plug in my phone to my car. I could just connect it, obviously, but I plug it in, and the cord, I think, is shot. Like, I was looking at the cord and I was like, it looks like somebody bit it. And it was like that. Like, when I put the cord in there, I figured, it's a shitty cord. I'll put it in there until it conks out. Well, today it conked out. It worked this morning. I know that. We got 4 on the table. But it's funny because I was looking at it and I was thinking, like, did I throw something on it? It looks like in even worse condition than before, and all it does is sit in the car. It's not like there's an animal in there to chew on it, you know? I don't know. We got 5 on the table. Six on the table. I wore okay, so when my bathroom flooded, I put on a specific pair of gym shoes that I really hadn't worn that much before, maybe like 2 or 3 times. I bought them last year, and I don't really like them. They're Rikas, I think. I think is how you pronounce them. Brooks are so much better. Way more expensive, but so much better. Did I say we have 6 on the table? We have 6 on the table. So the gym shoes that I wore in the flood are the gym shoes I wore to work today, and they were not great. They were not great. I was like, nope. Nope. Seven on the table. So I think I'm going to toss them in the morning, or maybe when I'm done here. I got some other shoes I think I want to donate. When I was married to the ex-husband, I bought him men's flip-flops from Skechers, like $30 a pair. He never wore them. Like, they literally sat in the closet for years. Well, him and I technically have the same size, men and women's. He's like a man 8, and I usually do an 11. So it's technically the same thing. So I fit into those flip flops. I kept them, and I started using them like not this past weekend, but the weekend before. The thing is they're clunky. They're heavy, and I was like, I can't, I just can't. They look good. They look cool. I like them, but so I think I'm going to donate them. I only wore them in the house. I didn't wear them out anywhere. And I only wore the one pair. The other pair are perfectly brand new. I don't know. Or maybe I won't donate it. I don't know. Okay, we're going to do 2 more shuffles. We got 7 on the table. We got 8 on the table. 9 on the table. 10 with bottom of the deck. We've got upheaval. So I was talking this whole time. I didn't look at the cards. We got growth. Protection. Abundance. Ooh. Preparation. I just realized what this says. We got battle. We got soar. Sacred space. Anticipation. And bottom of the deck is distraction. I love that cute little puppy. I always love the puppy. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So someone is protecting their growth and their abundance. Like it's raining. Someone is protecting like their legacy, I guess you would say. And someone is not happy about it. Someone is not happy about it at all. And whoever this person is that's protecting their abundance, their healing, their growth, they're preparing for a battle. But I think whoever is in upheaval is preparing for the battle as well. It's like, I don't want to say it's like good versus evil, but it's like two. How do I say this? Because there's no specifics out here, but it reminds me of like a couple gets divorced, and the one person does fine for themselves, but the other person does really well for themselves. The person that does fine for themselves is going to come back around and try and finagle some of that other person's abundance because they're doing so much better than them, whether that be like through the courts, whether that be through some type of like blackmail bribe situation. Like it very much gives like somebody coming around and saying, listen, I know you made $1 million last year. You fucked me in the divorce. Like I want 200 grand and I want it by tomorrow, or like I'm going to go to the cops and tell them you did this, that, or the other. It gives off that kind of vibe, like or like this one. This is interesting. This is interesting. Um, like a family in upheaval due to somebody passing, and you got two siblings, right? And they both inherit money. Okay? Like the will is split, they both inherit equal parts. The one wastes their money, and the other person takes their money and turns it into more money. Investing, maybe buying things that increase in value, whatever the case. They substantially grow the abundance they already had. Okay? And they're protecting it, and they're continuing to grow it. And then this person that spent all their money, spent all their inheritance, comes back to the other person and says, "Listen, I spent mine. Can you got a lot of money now. Like you're a millionaire. Can you spare me 100 G's? I just want to be able to pay off my bills." And it's kind of like turning to this person and saying, "Dude, we got the same amount of money. Like, how did you spend all that money and you didn't invest it in your future?" Right? And it's like two people now like fighting about it. Like, well, this, that, and the other, we're siblings, you should take care of me, da 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 da. It gives off that kind of vibe. Like people fighting over one over money. But one, this person has no right to fight over anything because it's not theirs. It's not theirs. This would be like me and the ex-husband, right? We got divorced. We got divorced at the beginning of 2023. Everything was settled. We went to court, divorce, fine, great. He walked away with I don't know how much money. He walked away with more cash in his pocket than what he put into the marriage. Let's put it like that. So he got really freaking lucky. Okay? And I don't believe in luck, but you know what I mean. This would be like me taking the money from our divorce and investing it and rolling it over and coming up with all this money. And this would be him. This would be him. This would be him coming back around and being like, well, I don't think I got enough money in the settlement and you have money now, so how about spotting me? Or, I paid for this when we were together, maybe you should pay me back for that. It's like why would I give you money if I took my money and invested it, or I put it into property, or something like that where it's going to make money? Why do I have to give you money when you didn't invest your money correctly? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that's basically trying to steal somebody's money. Like, entitlement. Like, this is somebody that feels entitled. This would be like a parent telling their kid after they sign a book deal, like, "Oh, you signed a book deal, you made $50,000. Well, I'm your dad, you could give me $5,000, $10,000. I birthed you, I created you. I took care of you when you're a kid. You could give me $10,000." No, no. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, don't give your family money. If you love your family and you want to give them money, sure. But if you know that this is someone that, like, they can't rub two dimes together without spending a quarter, like, Why would you give them money? Why? They're just going to waste it, and then they're going to come back and demand more money because they think you're a sucker, right? I think everybody has pretty much had that happen in their lives at some point. I, I've I've never technically had that exact situation, um, but similar, you know, like people knowing that like I'll buy them a gift or something, so they come back around for more, you know? Whoever this person is protecting their growth, their abundance, they're gonna move. Okay, they're gonna move to protect their space, whatever they have. Okay, so it could be money, it could be property, it could be their family, it could be anything. It could be their home. You know, this is someone that is moving to protect what they have. Okay, whatever they grew, whatever they consider abundance. This person is anticipating whoever this other person is coming in with demands, a distraction. They're anticipating a distraction. It's kind of like, and I don't want to get too much into political whatever, but it's kind of like when, people, fellow humans will say like, "Oh, they're just talking about the UFOs now because they're trying to distract you from, what's going on in Israel." Or they're just talking about Ron DeSantis in Florida every day because they're trying to distract you from what's going on Wall Street. Those are just examples. But do you see what I'm saying? Like this person is anticipating this other person, or I'm assuming person, not a group, coming in with some type of distraction so that they turn their back on their abundance and they can just come in and swoop it up and take it, right? Like, let me distract you with some BS over here so I can reach around and take those bags of gold and then hightail it out of here when you're not paying attention. And again, it doesn't even necessarily have to be money. And like I said, whatever you consider abundant, right? Like to the crows in this card, this pile of fish is abundance. So whatever you would consider your abundance, like to me, I don't have a lot of cash. I don't have a lot of money, right? I have my home. I have what I've invested in my home. I have my things. I have my card collection for the business. I have my cats. Like if somebody were to ever break into my home, knock on wood, if my cats got out, I would be heartbroken. Heartbroken. I know I always joke around like, like they're animals and they're crazy and they drive me insane. They do. They do. They're like little children. Forever children, I've called them before. But I love them with my whole heart. If I came home and my condo was broken into, again, knock on wood, and the door was open and the front door was open and my cats were nowhere to be found, I would be sad as, and not even really, for me, yes, because I, would have lost them, but at the same time, like sad for them that they have to try and figure out how to make it out there. Because even though they were born barn cats, my cats have not lived in a barn for like 9.5 years. You know what I mean? They don't live outdoors. They live a cushy little life. I call it the Nerf life here in Brown Manor. They don't know what it's like out there. I think I told you guys, I took Mrs. Pickles downstairs to get the mail. It was either last week or the week before. And she freaked out. She jumped out of my arms, ran up the stairs, and ran back towards the condo. She didn't want to go out there. She knew what was out there. No food. She'd have to hunt for a living. She's got a maid here. She knows she's got a maid here. They all do. But I would be heartbroken if something were to happen to them. My home, my cats, my car. and specifically my card collection. And specifically, I have probably like about 6 items in my home, um, family mementos, treasures, things that were passed down to me that mean nothing, would absolutely mean zero to anybody else, but mean the world to me. That's my abundance. Right there. That is my abundance. It's not cash. It's not a vacation. Shit, it's not even really my business, honestly. Not even really my book. I can always write another book. This is my abundance. All of this is my abundance. I don't know what they're going to try and distract this person with, but and this could, and I don't want to like throw this out there just to like get everybody all heated, because I know we always think of like lovers and stuff like that, but literally you can liken this to anything. You could say this person is after your spouse, and they're going to distract you with some BS while they come in and schmooze your spouse and get them to cheat on you. It could totally be that. It could literally be anything. Ugh, it's Amazon. Hold on one second. It's going to take me forever to walk through the door. To the door, I should say. My feet are killing me because of those damn gym shoes. All right. Well, they might have come in or they might not have. I don't know. All right. Thank you for the hold. You could say that technically this person moving to protect whatever this sacred space is, you could say that whatever they consider to be abundance is in one spot, like a special spot, like a home, like a storage unit. So even if it's like not like, even if it weren't my actual home, but like let's say somebody wanted my card collection and they knew about it, and they knew where I lived, and they knew how to get here, and they knew how to get in the building, and they knew how to pick locks, and they could get into my condo. They'd put up some type of distraction for the day, and then they'd break into my condo, steal my stuff, and that, you know what I mean? Like, and again, the sacred space card has the 2 crows looking at their babies, right? Their unhatched eggs. So again, it could be like a lover situation. It could be like someone trying to steal your best friend from you, or something like that. It could be. The reason why I said like inheritance or money, or because that would be the most common, I would think, like somebody wanting what you have, like wanting your wealth. But it doesn't have to be that. And whoever this person is, like, they're pissed off about it. Whatever this other person has that they want, They're pissed off about it. Like, seriously. It was the first and it was the sixth card to pop out. And look at, and I mean, you could say, Kim, it's not violent, but when you look at the cards and the crow's movements, it portrays violence, like a flurry of activity, like a constant movement that could be hazardous. And it's kind of funny too, because when you look at the growth card, like you could say, okay, maybe it's one or two people growing whatever it is, and everybody else is watching. They're all circling, right? Circling the wagons. And there's two people here protecting this egg. Two people, two crows, I should say. So could it be two people in on this protecting something? It could be. I mean, it's there again with the sacred space. It's there. There's actually three with the abundance card. There's two crows in the forefront in the preparation, and there's like two in the background. It's kind of funny because I literally just talked about that last night too. I literally just talked about that with you guys last night, about me not talking about my family that much because at the end of the day, I don't want them to have any claim to any success I might have. And that's not because I'm trying to be a bitch. It's because I come from an abusive background and I'm not going to let them use me like that. Like when I called you out on abuse and you threw me to the wolves, as they say, you lost any right to anything that I have or anything that I could possibly have in the future. And it's kind of funny because let's say I were to become really abundant with cash, with money, selling books, doing tarot, whatever the case. Let's say I come into a buttload of cash, right? I guarantee you that those same family members would be up my ass. I could even see some of them trying to take me to court, thinking that I owe them something in court. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And that's just sad, right? That's just sad. But I could see that in this. I could see that for someone else because I by no means think that my story, my life story, any part of my life story is unique. Okay? When I tell you guys that I've been raped 3 times, sexually assaulted 3 times, physically assaulted once, I'm not the only one. There's other people out there. There's other women out there. There's other men out there that probably have been raped and sexually assaulted and physically assaulted that many times. I by no means think that my story is unique. What I do think is that it's mine. And when I feel like telling it, I tell it. When I talk about it with friends, I talk about it with friends. I talk about things with you guys. I personally think it's helpful in the healing process. I think it's helpful to talk about it, think about it, bring it up, work through it, and try to do your best to work away from it. Like it's in the past. And I know it's hard to let things like rape go. I know that. I'm a woman. I know that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to have to think about that, worry about that every single day, all day. Like, that would just lead somebody to go crazy. I don't want to go crazy. So I choose to work through it. I choose to work through it every single day of my life, among many other trials and tribulations that I've encountered, right? But I could definitely see somebody is angry. Somebody is angry. Like, they want to fight. They want to fight. I said it, it's entitlement. It's somebody that thinks they're entitled to something because they either know this person, are related to this person, used to be good friends with this person, used to be married to this person. I don't know. But they think they're entitled to something. And again, nobody is entitled to your abundance but you. No one. You share with who you want to share with. That's up to you. If you want to be handing out your abundance to people, money to people, that's up to you. But you are by no means required to give anybody anything that you created, the spoils of your creation. And this person, whoever they are, they might be like, it gives off like somebody intuitive, somebody psychic, because it's like they're preparing. They know that this person's coming in. They know they're going to try and start something, so they're preparing for it. And they're anticipating some type of distraction. Like, they know that this angry person is going to try and distract them with something so that they could come in and take whatever they've got to take. It's really it's really crazy. I mean, it's not, but it is. And again, it's really just sad because, like I said, nobody's entitled to anything. Nobody's entitled to anything in this life. Never mind entitled to anything from a specific person. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a lovely evening or day, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.